What is Kafkaesque? A word that has entered our language, used to describe nightmares of endless bureaucracy, hopeless struggles, and absurd realities. But what did Franz Kafka actually mean? Was his work truly about despair, or was it a mirror reflecting the hidden truths of modern existence? In this video, we will explore the world of Kafka, his stories, his philosophy, and why the word Kafkaesque still defines the way we experience power, control, and meaning, or the lack of it, in our lives. Franz Kafka was born in 1883 in Prague to a middle-class Jewish family. He lived in a time of growing industrialization, bureaucracy, and shifting identities within the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Kafka worked as a clerk in an insurance office. Day after day, he dealt with endless paperwork and faceless systems, experiences that would bleed into his stories. He lived a double life, by day trapped in routine, by night writing haunting tales about alienation, oppression, and absurdity. Though he published very little during his lifetime, his posthumous works, The Trial, The Castle, The Metamorphosis, became immortal, shaping literature, philosophy, and even politics. But beyond literature, Kafka gave us a new way to understand existence itself. The term Kafkaesque is often used to describe anything nightmarish, absurd, or oppressive. But it's more specific than that. Something is truly Kafkaesque when 1. You face an endless, illogical system of power. 2. You are trapped in an absurd situation with no clear rules. 3. You search for meaning, but every answer creates more confusion. Imagine standing in line at an office where no one tells you what form you need, and every door leads to another door, another official, another rejection. That is Kafkaesque. But here's the twist. Kafka's stories aren't simply about hopelessness. They are about what it feels like to be human in a world that refuses to make sense. That's why his work remains timeless. In The Trial, Joseph K. is arrested one morning. He doesn't know why. He hasn't committed a crime. But from that day on, he is consumed by a legal system that never explains itself. The court is everywhere, yet nowhere. Judges are unseen. Rules are unwritten. The harder Joseph K. tries to defend himself, the deeper he is trapped. This is Kafka's vision of modern life, a world where power is faceless, rules are endless, and truth is always out of reach. The Kafkaesque here is not just the bureaucracy, it's the feeling of helplessness before a system that cannot be questioned. In the Metamorphosis, Gregor Samsa wakes up one morning transformed into a giant insect. He is no longer human in the eyes of his family. What's shocking is not just his transformation, it's the reaction of others. His family hides him, shames him, and finally discards him. Kafka shows us alienation, the way modern society reduces people to roles, to functions, to appearances. Once Gregor is no longer useful, he is no longer loved. The story reflects Kafka's philosophy that existence itself is fragile, identity uncertain, and belonging conditional. In The Castle, a man, known only as K, arrives in a village governed by a mysterious castle. He tries to gain access, to understand its rules, to belong. But the castle never truly reveals itself. This is the essence of Kafkaesque, a constant struggle for meaning in a world that withholds it. Philosophers compare this to the human search for God or for truth itself. We seek answers, but reality remains elusive. Kafka reminds us, the quest may be endless, yet it defines who we are. What is the philosophy behind Kafka's stories? It is not pure despair. Instead, it is a confrontation with the absurd, Like Albert Camus, Kafka recognized that life does not give us clear answers. But unlike Camus, he left us in the silence, without resolution. Kafka's philosophy suggests: 1. The systems we live in are larger than us, and often irrational. 2. Alienation is a central part of modern life. 3. The search for meaning never ends, but that search is itself human. To call something Kafkaesque is not just to call it frightening, it is to recognize our own condition in a confusing, overwhelming world. Why does Kafka still matter today? Because the modern world is still Kafkaesque. Bureaucracy is everywhere, from immigration offices to customer service lines. Technology has created new systems we barely understand but must obey. Many people feel unseen, unheard, trapped in systems of work and society. Kafka teaches us that this experience is not madness, it is part of being human. His philosophy gives language to our frustration, our alienation, and our search for meaning. The word Kafkaesque reminds us that even in the most absurd situations, we are not alone. Others have felt this before, and by recognizing the absurd, we can begin to resist it, or at least face it with open eyes. Franz Kafka gave us more than stories. He gave us a mirror for existence. The next time you feel lost in a system that makes no sense, remember, you are not alone. You are experiencing something deeply human, something Kafka himself put into words a century ago. This is the true meaning of Kafkaesque. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you see life through a new lens, consider subscribing for more explorations of philosophy, psychology, and the human condition.